In the wild world of crypto, there's one thing that towers above everything else: security. Seriously, if you get this part wrong, nothing else even matters. So today, we're going to dive into a simple but really powerful idea that's going to completely change how you protect your assets.
So let me just ask you this. What if you were your own bank? And I don't just mean, moving some money around. I mean really being your own bank. Think about it. There's no customer service line to call. There's no fraud department. There's absolutely no one to help you if you forget your password. It's just you, your money, and your rules.
Well, that's the thing. In the world of crypto, that's not a what if, it's the reality. You are the bank. And this isn't just some clever metaphor. It's the core principle of self-custody. You have all the power, which of course means you also have all the responsibility.
So, this gets us to the first and, honestly, the most critical rule of your new job as a banker. Transactions are final. They're irreversible. Unlike with your credit card or your traditional bank, there is no fraud department to call. There's no undo button if you send your funds to the wrong address, or worse, if you get hacked. It is all on you.
So what's the number one rule of running your own bank? It's actually super simple, but it is everything. You have to protect the master key. If you can get this one thing right, you're honestly 90% of the way to being secure. Okay, so how do we actually protect that all-important key? Well, we start by building a fortress around it. Welcome to what I call your digital vault. This is where we lay the groundwork, pour the digital concrete, and install that big, thick steel door. So what is this master key, really? It's called a private key. Just think of it like this. It's the secret code that proves your crypto is your crypto, and it gives you the power to spend it. And let me be absolutely crystal clear about this. Whoever has your keys has your funds. End of story. Now, you've got a pretty big choice to make about where you store these keys. You could keep them online, on an exchange. Yeah, it's convenient for quick trades, but it leaves you totally vulnerable to hackers. Or, and this is the big one, you can store them completely offline in what's called a hardware wallet. For any amount of crypto you care about, offline is really the only way to go. It's like the difference between keeping your gold bars in a locked bank vault versus just leaving them on a store counter. But even the most high-tech vault is worthless without a solid backup plan. Your wallet is going to give you something called a recovery phrase, usually 12 or 24 words. This is your ultimate safety net. And the best way to do this? It's surprisingly old school. Write it down on paper. Do not take a screenshot. Do not save it to your Google Drive. Write it down and then store the copies in a couple of different secure physical spots like a fireproof safe. All right, your vault is built. The backup is tucked away safely. We're good, right? Well, not quite. A vault is only as strong as the doors and windows leading to it. So now we got to secure the perimeter.
Let's start with the most obvious weak spot for so many people: passwords. I mean, look at this. The difference is just night and day. Your passwords are your first line of defense, and they've got to be long, complex, and totally unique for every single account you have. Seriously, a good password manager isn't just a nice-to-have anymore, it's an absolute necessity.
And right behind a strong password, you need a second layer of defense. We're talking about two-factor authentication, or 2FA. But listen, not all 2FA is the same. Getting a code sent to your phone via text message is okay, but it's vulnerable to something called a SIM swap attack. That's where a hacker tricks your phone company and takes over your number. A much safer bet is to use an authenticator app, which generates a special code right there on your device, completely separate from your phone number. Think about this. Every single piece of software on your computer, your operating system, your browser, and especially your crypto wallet software can have tiny invisible cracks in its security. And guess what? Hackers are out there actively looking for those cracks. Keeping everything updated isn't just annoying. It's like making sure the locks on your bank's doors are modern and can't be easily picked.
So the vault's locked, the perimeter is secure. But what happens when the bad guys don't try to break down the door, but instead try to trick their way in? This is where we get into active threat defense. It's all about learning to spot the intruders in real time.
All right, let's talk about the number one weapon in a hacker's arsenal against you: phishing. This is a game of pure deception. Attackers will use fake emails, text messages, or posts to lure you into visiting a fake website and, you guessed it, trick you into handing over your login details. And it almost always plays out the same way, in 3 simple steps. First, there's the bait. You get an urgent email that looks official, something scary like, "Warning, your account has been compromised." Then comes the trap. You panic, you click the link, and it takes you to a website that looks exactly like the real thing.
And finally, the theft. You type in your username and password, and just like that, it's game over. The attacker has access.
So how do you fight back? Simple. You got to be paranoid. I mean it. Always double-check the website address for tiny misspellings. Even better, just bookmark the official sites you use all the time and only go to them through your bookmarks. And you need to develop a healthy distrust of any message that tries to make you feel panicked or rushed. Now, phishing has this sneaky cousin called social engineering. This is less about fake websites and more about an attacker playing mind games with you, attacking your trust directly. They might pretend to be a support agent in a Discord chat, offering to help you by getting you to share your screen or, God forbid, reveal your recovery phrase. Never ever do it.
Okay, here's a super simple rule that for some reason people forget all the time. Public Wi-Fi, at the coffee shop, the airport, the hotel, it is not secure. It's basically an open playground for hackers on the same network. Just don't do your crypto business there. It's literally like counting huge stacks of cash in the middle of a crowded city square.
All right, we've talked about the tools, the tactics, the digital locks and alarms. But being your own bank, that's also a mindset. So this last part is all about becoming the vigilant banker. It's about your daily habits and how you operate.
These are the habits that keep you safe, not just today, but for the long haul. First, diversify your assets. Please don't put all your eggs in one basket or all your coins in one wallet. Second, verify everything. Before you dive into a new project, do your homework. Check for security audits. And third, monitor your accounts. Just take a look every so often. Scan for any activity you don't recognize.
And that brings us right back to where we started. And this quote just sums it all up perfectly. You are your own bank, and that means you are also your own security system. The freedom and the incredible potential of crypto are real, but they rest entirely on your shoulders, on your ability to protect yourself. So the question is, are you ready to be the banker?